What is up, ninth graders? Welcome to the very start of your Contemporary World Problems class. We are in Unit 1. This is the hook. It's like a short activity with a discussion at the bottom. But before we get into that, I also just wanted to kind of, center us in the structure of the course, what we're learning today, how it connects to the bigger picture. And so I posted this from the homepage. That's the Unit 1 Cultural Identity. And it's got these like three parts that are kind of color coded. And so it says, in this unit, we're going to look at how people are labeled by others and how they identify themselves. We're also going to look at how these identities intersect with each other and how they manifest as different outcomes in the real world. Alrighty. So why is cultural identity, human identity, people's identity or labels, why does that connect up with, a course on contemporary world problems? I'll show you the big picture real quick. So here's, where I go to get the structure that the school district has for us. And so these are the big 6 units. So we're going to start off with cultural identity. We're going to look at human rights before we get into migration. So this will be first semester, or I guess, second quarter for you guys. The human rights and migration sections, we're actually going to be looking at the war in Ukraine quite a bit. And that'll get started kind of after Thanksgiving. After January, we're going to be looking at environmental sustainability, economic development, and activism. But in order to understand like how all these things play out differently for different people, we need to start by understanding cultural identity, and more particularly, we need to start by understanding ourselves. And so, the learning target for today is that you're going to analyze the many types of identities that define us in the modern world. The language goal is that you're going to engage in a written discussion, brainstorming questions, for the cultural identity unit. And here's how you're going to get started. First, you're just going to click through this presentation. You can just click anywhere on the presentation. Sometimes there's like a little video, and so you would click play. Sometimes you have to like click down here if you want to like really go to the next slide. It gets kind of stuck on the slides with the videos. Okay, so this is a quick slide deck to get you started. And then your task is to reflect on the ideas above, and then post to the discussion below. And then from this discussion, that'll help us gather information about what you know already, but also about what you would like to learn about. So here's the questions that you can post to. What makes human identity so complex? Why is understanding human identity so important to understanding the modern world? And what labels do people put on you, and what impact does that have? In order to participate in the discussion, you would just click right here where it says reply, write out your response, and then hit post reply. You can reply to others, so you can participate in the discussion below by post your own response and reply with kindness to others. Before I forget, you can also, and you should also, stop by the small group Zoom today. Here's the link. And at 9:20, you can hang out with Miss Bedell and complete today's discussion together. Alrighty, have a great, great morning.